Hey there, it's Paul here from the beginnerguitaristacademy.com, and if you're someone who can play, a bunch of different chords on the guitar, maybe some chords like, the G chord, the E, the D, maybe the E minor, and maybe the C chord, and just a few of those kind of basic chords, but kind of having trouble putting them together and forming, a song, and getting them, just kind of, like I said, putting them all together and forming a song, then I think you really want to watch this video because I'm going to show you how to do that. And I'm really going to show you kind of my system that I use when learning a song, and kind of what I did when I was getting started on the guitar. So for this example, what I'm going to do is kind of almost like teach you how to play Last Kiss by Pearl Jam, which is a great song. It's kind of really like one of the first songs that I learned on how to play on the guitar. And the reason why I really love this song when getting started is it only uses 4 simple chords, which are the G, E minor, we've got the C chord, and then the D chord. And what happens is it just simply repeats those chords throughout the whole song in that order. And it just uses a simple down, down, up, up, down, up strumming pattern. So just basically like that. So, I think it's a great song to get started. You just need to know how to play those 4 chords, the G, E minor, C major, and D major chords. Once you know how to play those chords, because what I find is people go out when they're starting on the guitar, go out and learn a bunch of different chords. They get one of those chord books and learn how to play it, thinking, well, how do I put them all together? And so what I'm going to do is show you how to do that. I really like using what's called a song-based approach to learning the guitar. And what you do is you pick a song you'd like to learn. Start off with simple songs like Last Kiss by Pearl Jam, Brown Eyed Girl, Bad Moon Rising by CCR, Wild Thing by the Trogs. Work out what chords there are in those songs, and in those songs, learn those chords, and then basically put them together, and add the strumming pattern, and you've got yourself a song. So, assuming you know how to play the G, E minor, C, and D, what do you do? So, well, we're going to start with the first chord in Last Kiss by Pearl Jam, which is the G major chord. Now what you want to do is you just want to form that chord, and you just want to strum. Now we need to go from the G to the E minor, so we're going from our first chord to the second chord, so G to E minor. And that's basically what we do when starting out. You just keep going from G, E minor, then you repeat that, G, E minor, and you just want to make sure you can get that chord change. E minor. Now what you'd want to do is get a metronome, which I've got one here on my phone, and you'd want to set that up to something that's comfortable. I generally recommend not as fast as the song generally when starting out, and so I think if my memory serves me right, Last Kiss is about 112 beats per minute, so I would do somewhere maybe about 60-70 beats per minute, so I'd drop it in half when getting started. This is 70, it's already set to 70 beats per minute, so I might leave it as that. Just turn it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. E minor, 2, and I'm just going to repeat that. 1, 2, 3, 4, E minor, 2, 3, 4. Now repeating that, E minor. Now so you can see I'm just practicing going from the first chord to the second chord, and then just repeating that first to second. What I want to do is make sure I can kind of get that, make it so it just feels comfortable. Like for me, it feels fine. I can go like that. But you may be going like at the beginning. I remember kind of when I was starting, you kind of go like that, and then you're looking and you're putting your finger down like that. And that's fine. And what you want to do is eventually you're going to develop kind of like what's called muscle memory, and you'll just be able to kind of change without looking. And so you'll just go. And then once you start finding it comfortable at, say like a 70 beats per minute, or a tempo a bit slower, you want to increase that. And I'm going to increase it up to 90 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, E minor. And you can see that I'm not really worried about the strumming pattern, so I'm not doing that down, down, up, up, down, up. I'm just practicing the chord changes at the beginning. So once you've kind of got that down pat, you want to add the third chord in the mix. So we want to go G, E minor. Now we want to go C. Then we'll go back to the beginning. So G, E minor, C, G, E minor, C. And you may even find that you have more trouble going from, say, the E minor to the C chord as an example. And then what you do is you just do like what we did before. You go E minor, C, E minor, C, E minor, C, and you would practice just that chord change until it feels, you know, feels comfortable. Then once you've kind of, so we go G, E minor, C, and we've got that, and we're finding, you know, we're building up speed, so you can increase the metronome, using the metronome. We find that, you know, comfortable. We go then from, we add the next chord, which would go from the C to the D. So then basically we've got the whole song in this case, because it's a simple song. That's hence why I recommend learning it at the beginning. So G, E minor, C, D. And if there's any kind of chord changes that are giving you grief, just practice those ones. So it could be the E to the C minor, E minor to the C, or it could be even the C to the D, or it could be the G to the E minor. Whatever the chord changes that are giving you the grief, you know, just practice those ones. Set the metronome something slow, 60 beats, 70 beats, 80 beats per minute. That's generally a good good tempo. And then, you know, practice at that for, you know, a few minutes. Once you get the hang of that, then increase the tempo. And it may even take you, spending 5 minutes every day, just going at a slow tempo to get it fine. But the good news is once you do it, and you can do it, say at 60 beats or 70 beats per minute, like let's set the tempo. So let's do this at 80 beats per minute. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. So you can see I'm getting plenty of time. And once you've kind of got the speed improving, so we were doing that at 80 beats, you know, my goal would be really to try and get that to the tempo of the original song. But what I could do at this, you know, once you're kind of getting close and you're finding those chord changes comfortable, that's when you would add the strumming pattern. So you know, using that G, E minor, C and D, then you do the down, up, down, up. And it might be slow. D. And then you would increase the speed on that. So hopefully that makes sense. So I guess if in summary, if I was to sum up what I've done, basically, you know, I picked an easy song to learn, so I could play, you know, if I could play a few basic chords on the guitar, then what I've done is picked an easy song to learn, which in this case was Last Kiss by Pearl Jam, which is a fantastic song, and I highly recommend learning that in the beginning. Then I worked out, well, I know it goes from the G, E minor, C and D. That's basically the chord progression, you know, through the verses, through the chorus, hence, you know, another reason why I like that song. Then what I've done is, so, you know, and it may be a song, you know, if you're learning that, you know, the verse is different to the chorus, then, you know, learn the verse and then learn the chorus, you know, isolate, basically you're breaking into bits. So yeah, for this, you know, Last Kiss, it's the same thing through the, you know, the whole song. And that's why I like it, you know, you get that easy win. But I know, you know, G, E minor, C and D, then I practice going from the G to the E minor, G to the E minor, basically getting that, just, you know, repetition's the mother of all skill, just practicing it until it feels comfortable, feels fine, and I'm getting my speed up, and I'm not making mistakes, and I'm not kind of hovering around in the air looking like this, you know, it's just coming natural, and I'm just, you know, you might not be able to do it this, but it, you know, even at a decent speed. Then what you do is you add the next chord, so G, E minor, then we add the third, which was the C, and you repeat that again. Once you got that down pat, you add the fourth one, which is the D, and you're just kind of basically starting off small, and you're just building up from there, and it's a great way to get started. Once you've got, you know, the whole thing down pat, then you add the strumming patterns. So I find a lot of people get kind of stuck at, you know, when trying to do chord changes and strumming patterns, and just, you know, it just feels really bizarre. It's like driving a stick shift or a manual car, and you're kind of working out, you know, foots are doing different things and your hands are changing, and, you know, it's really awkward. So I highly recommend, you know, just starting off small, building up from there. So that's what I recommend. If, you know, you like to learn, if you can play a few chords, that's how you basically put them together and form some songs. Now, if you did like this video, below this video, you can get a copy or a free copy of my ebook called The Beginner's Guide to Playing the Guitar. Great ebook. It's got so much information in there. It'll teach you how to play play a bunch of different guitar chords step by step with pictures. It'll teach you how to tune your guitar. It'll teach you, how to play bar chords in just 3 simple steps. It's going to teach you, about scales and how to hold the guitar, and just a whole bunch of great information and things you need to know. So to get a free copy of that ebook, click the link below this video. Again, it is free, won't cost you a thing, and I know you'll really like it. We get a lot of positive feedback of that ebook. So if there's anything we can do, please let us know. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.